Good morning, Bala.
Morning, Raj. Now
What's
that
this?
IPL is coming to an end, we should
Yeah,
move on.
yeah. We are trying to figure out what we should do next, but then we still have something to do about the Indian cricket team, which seems to be quite the ongoing mystery, right? The whodunit sort of a thing that is happening.
Yeah, mystery and compounded by some unfortunate injuries, which
Yeah,
is what is happening.
yeah.
I mean,
So,
every team goes through that, and Indian team is on the cusp of it. But let's see.
so
We'll
what is
discuss.
the situation? Yeah, what is the situation? I mean, I think we should first say what has happened yesterday, which is making us talk about this today.
Straight up,
So,
I can say from a Tamil Nadu's point of view, is one Tamil guy has replaced another Tamil guy, which is Arun Chakravarti is out of the T20 squad because of injury, because of shoulder injury, which apparently the Indian board and the selectors didn't know anything about because
mhm,
KKR did not provide them with the details.
mhm.
That's a discussion for another day. But he has been replaced by T. Natarajan, which I mean Natarajan should have been in the team in the first place. But anyway, all is well that ends well. He's in the limited overs format,
Yeah,
so he's there. Virat Kohli will not be available for 3 tests, apparently for 3 tests, because he's going on paternity leave. And Rohit Sharma will be included for the tests.
yeah,
And Ishant Sharma's injury will be looked into, and he might get in a look in for the test.
yeah.
And they have included Sanju Samson for then again for the limited over formats. He is there in the T20 now for the one day S2
Okay.
because as a standby, because the wicket keepers, there is a bit of a confusion. Rudiman Saha is in test match, he is injured, so Pant is there. I think there is what does Saha's injury in test match team has changed for Samson. I really don't know, but he has been brought in for the one day, yes.
Yeah.
So which
So it
suggests
was,
that
yeah,
he might have a role to play in the test.
yeah,
That's something we need
yeah.
to discuss right now. So
So
straight
one
up,
of the one of the things that I feel that, I mean, he was brought into the ODI maybe because they don't want KL Rahul also injured before the tests. That
exactly,
could be a reason, because the tests are the last assignment,
exactly.
right? I mean, I think it starts with the
Yesterday,
T20s, the tests, and no ODIs, and then tests.
ODIs, T20s, and
Yeah, one of whatever that order is. Yeah. So maybe that is the reason, because KL Rahul is considered to be, I think he was the only wicketkeeper in the ODIs, if I remember right. I don't think there was anybody else in
yeah,
Indian ODI team, right, who could keep wickets. Pant is not. Pant was dropped from both.
yeah,
So that is a
yeah.
bit of a.
Raj, we need to slightly delve into this wicket keeping thing. One,
We'll get to that. I'm just saying,
okay,
talk about that. Yeah, Rohit Sharma coming back. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. He was there in the test team, so he needs to probably continue from there. He opened, I think, in the tests also, right, in the
yeah,
last
yeah. I
assignment.
mean, no brainer, but I'm not uh, very happy with the situation where he is suddenly available. I mean, he is available for Mumbai Indians in the IPL, then he is not available for the two shorter formats, then for the test. So, what is it? I mean, we have to ask this question. We did ask some time back: is IPL more important than international duty?
Yeah, so possibly the way we can take it is, he again, maybe if his injury is of a nature where it's not all that bad, because today IPL ends and he has still more than a month before the test matches start. So he probably stays back in the bubble and goes from one bubble to the other, is what the way I would see it. That is
But
possible.
that's possible. But what if something happens and he aggravates his injury tonight?
Yeah. Then again you change. Yeah.
God forbid it should not happen. But
Yeah. Then again you change. That's all. That is the only thing. So my feeling is that because the tests are at the fag end of the tone of this thing, they have kept him out of the white ball and said, okay, you play only tests.
but I'm not happy, man. In the sense, why should he be? I mean, if he is injured, he should stay out of the IPL now.
Yeah.
That's
Not that
basic.
he has contributed big time to Mumbai
Yeah,
Indians
two
cricket.
matches. One match he scored a duck, and another match he scored in a single digit. So he
Yeah.
hasn't contributed anything. But that is for Mumbai. And that leaves you a bit worried, don't you think so?
Yeah, it is. See, it is a scenario where, see, I mean, again, you always come back to this, whether, playing for your country is bigger than playing for your franchise. But I think that is something which we might see. Now, there have been enough
But
instances where, yeah,
I'm saying it is for the individual. If an individual decides that it is franchisee is more important than test match, I have no problems with that.
yeah,
See, and I don't think the patriotism or nationalism has a role to play in individual choices. That's bunkum for me. He's
That's true. That's true. See, my point is simple. See, the way I see it, because the concern was there when we last talked about it. Now the concern is slightly less because I see, I mean, at least I see this pattern that, okay, maybe since the tests are going to come late in December.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I mean, you take rest till then and assess, which is exactly what they're doing with Ishant Sharma. He has got selection on condition that NCA clears him.
He has got RAC.
Yeah, he's on RAC right now.
Right. So that's the kind of thing. It's okay.
So which is fine. Yeah, so that is one part. Now, see the other part, which I find a little bit of a, I mean, find it like you said, find it to be a bit weird is when your test keeper is injured, why do you bolster your one-day team?
There is no clarity on that. No, I really don't get it. I really don't.
So this is like saying, boss, my office there is. I need to hire a person to take care of my accounts.
Yeah.
And then what do? You hire a security guard.
Hey! That's okay. Good reflection on the accounts guy. Good. Most accounts department.
Yeah. No, and the convoluted logic will be, see, he needs to keep our accounts secure.
Secure. Yeah. But that's the kind of logic. But okay. Yeah, but
like I said, I mean, I think it is. I don't know. See, now, like you said, you corrected me. I was thinking T20 starts off the series.
Second,
which is not the case. So now the question is, if ODI is starting first and KL Rahul is anyways there, he might keep wickets. Sanju Samson is always there for T20s. So why bring him here? So it's almost like because they had to make such a big team, they themselves got confused. You remember when we did that, I actually had to put it on an Excel sheet to see who's where.
Yeah, exactly. So, but this is the problem with we have riches of in terms of wicket keeping, but the problem is we have not groomed anybody for the test match role.
Test matches, yeah.
See, you have a weird situation where somebody like Pant, who is your good short form player, but who is being persisted with for test matches.
Yeah.
If the team thinks that he has a role in test match, you groom him for that. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah. See, we had after Vridhiman Saha, who is a real test match keeper, we kind of tried to groom some K. Bharat from Andhra, but he was never given a chance. I mean, at least the selectors said in one of those earlier press conferences, that he was being groomed for that. But he was never, apart from India A tours, he never got a chance.
Yeah. So unless there is, with this selection involves the bubble issue, because Bharat has not been part of the bubble, so they are only looking at people who are already in the bubble and moving them from bubble to bubble.
But he also had an average last season.
I don't see today. If you look at it, who hasn't had a middling season? I think before the show, Bala, you mentioned Sanju Samson hasn't had a great domestic season.
Yes, you're right.
I don't think he has played any domestic cricket at all. I don't know whether he has, but I think he has. And whatever chances he got,
he did play last. Yeah. He did play. Yeah. But he had an average season.
Average season, and whatever chances he got in international tours before the lockdown, he has not sort of lit up the stadiums. So what is your option? So see, when you are talking about my point here is I think you have a fantastic point there, Bala, because my point is now the only way you made that choice of having, now imagine a scenario where Saha is genuinely injured and you only have this guy as the sole keeper in 4 test matches. And you are looking up to him as a batsman because your GOAT batsman is not there.
Yes.
What happens to you then, suddenly? I mean, we
are back in the 90s, man.
Seriously, yeah. So the one person who would be grinning from year to year would be this guy, Tim Payne. Yeah. So last time he was babysitting his Payne's kids only, right?
Kids, exactly.
Yeah. So this time probably they will put him there. He say, "You stay there, man. You babysit."
To be fair to Pant, he had a decent test match outing in Australia last time.
That's my point, no, Bala. So what has happened is that after that nothing has happened, and now Pant genuinely needs to work on his fitness because he seems to be losing shape like nobody's business.
Raj, I'll ask you another question. Would you try Samson as a test match keeper?
I don't think they have a choice now. See, again, if I go by the bubbles, I would say if you can get Bharat into the bubble. That sounds even weird.
But Bharat, just throwing a name. I don't think whether
I'm
he's
saying, no,
ready
you
or
are
not.
right. No. My point is, you are right because you need to groom somebody. Bharat is the youngest of the lot, I think, from all of these guys. He's amongst the youngest. I mean, Rishabh Pant is
He's
also
not
young.
youngest.
No,
He's
he's
not.
not. So
He's
this
not
is
the
a bit
youngest.
like, this is a bit like having somebody like a Hanuma Vihari in the middle because who brings in that you feel confident about that dude standing there. Yeah. How much runs he scored, what he does is not the case. I mean, he seems to have time on his hands. He sort of plays. He doesn't seem harassed. I mean, you tell him whatever, the other guy comes and says whatever, sledging and all, nothing seems to impact him. He seems to be this monk,
The stodgy
stodgy character, a monk who without a Ferrari.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
he can buy one, of course. There is always time. So I say that is the sort of character you need there. And Saha is one of those characters. Remember, Saha is one of those characters, and nothing seems to sort of
Bother him, yeah.
Yeah.
But would you also try Rahul as a test match keeper?
I don't think.
Now that we are on that subject,
I don't
it
think
would
we
be too
would.
much of a baggage
Yeah,
for him.
yeah.
Secondly, he's not a test match wicket keeper. That's very simple.
Yeah, so the good thing about that is that I mean, in the Indian spinners, keeping to Indian spinners in Australian conditions, maybe he can manage, but I still won't go with him because I think it will be because he's an opener. It's not like
He's
a
an opener.
Gilchrist who's batting number 7, right?
Yeah.
So,
see, even with Rahul Dravid, we never tried him as a test match keeper.
test match opener. Yeah, keeper. Yeah. See, the point is that there are certain things which you need to keep away from. That's what I feel. So you're right. So where does that leave us? I think it leaves us with more questions than answers. I'll put it that way. We still have questions because, like we discussed, I mean, your test keeper is injured, so you have an extra keeper in the one day side. Die.
What logic?
What is this, Ben?
Sorry, pardon the Tamil because that came out.
Yeah, naturally. Yeah. So this is where I think we have a problem. See, the Rohit Sharma thing I think was okay because yes, the injury part, you're right. Okay, because see, you having him around the dressing room in Kohli's absence might be a good thing, is the way I see it. And Rohit and Rahane are from the same team. They go back a long way. So Rahane probably would be captaining, is what I'm assuming. As a white player's captain, he'll take over as captain. And he has done reasonably well as captain, actually. He has been, people have talked about this.
Just to cut the selector some slack, they have not had too much of cricket to go by. So they have to see last 6 months, no cricket. So there would be an immediacy bias and they have to go by what they have seen in IPL, and that is not a good barometer. You never pick a test match team with the T20 from a T20 tournament, but that is bound to happen because no cricket for so long. So there would be they would also be very scratchy. Selectorals, I mean, selectoral ideas would also be based on something go by just by memory.
See,
which is not a good thing.
Yeah, if you look at the sort of the keeping talent in the country now, I mean, see, if you look at all the keeping talent in the country, I think one guy whom you can expect to be doing extremely well in today's match would be, guess who? Ishan Kishan. So he again has a point to prove. So we'll wait and watch.
Yeah, because two people, Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav, though it's not a keeper.
Surya Kumar Yadav, of course. Ishan Kishan definitely will have. And then, I mean, if I were him, I would probably fall at Rohit Sharma's feet and say, boss, let me keep in this match here. Exactly. I'll assure you 2 stumpings at least.
Somebody who idolizes Gilchrist and Dhoni.
Yeah, good enough.
Good enough.
So I think we'll end there.
Yeah.
So, okay, once again, keep watching, share your thoughts on what you feel the team should be to Australia. See you soon. Bye.
Bye, Raj. See you in Australia.
Bye. Yeah, I guess so.